Salthe.
I'll be playing this game blind, as well as Marble Trap. You know, Marble Trap's like a platformer thing. It is currently 6:52 a.m. April 15th, 2024 Eastern Standard Time. I'm gonna hold off on jogging for a while because apparently my body hates me for that. Granted, I was dealing with other knee issues and stuff. Part of the reason I quit the job I was working that because there was other stuff going on with my job. But at the moment, like I said, I think I may have small stress fractures in my shin bone, my tibia. I might have very small tears in the lateral meniscus ligaments of the knee. But I'm most of all very certain I seem to have tendonitis of the hamstrings, so I seem to have hamstring tendonitis on both my legs. So I'll just hold off on jogging for a while and just do walk or elliptical or stretch. Man, at least can't be that bad since I'm still able to walk and everything. It's just still being a constant bit of pain, increased exhaustion, a feeling that my legs are extremely heavy, and it's like these cords, the things that connect to, like, I'm pointing to it but you guys can't see. It's like it goes from 2/3, like if you were to go from like where my waist is to my knee is, like 2/3 there, maybe 3/5 the way there. There's like a cord that goes from like your hamstring and connects to like on the part of your knee that's connecting to your calf, as well as when it comes to those places where I would say the meniscus stuff is. It's I don't know, like a kind of cold, wet feeling. It's painful, but also feels like there's ice cubes inside my flesh. And everyone's like, you don't really sound like you're in that much pain. And it's like, I'm not. Like I said, I don't have any Advil or anything in my system. But it's just, it does hurt. And also I'm kind of looking at like the shape of my knees and wondering, like, are my kneecaps like bent slightly to, like, say my left leg, I feel like looking at it, like I look at my knee and it's like, is it slightly more left than it should be? Same way my right one, like, is the kneecap slightly more right than it should be? I have no idea, but I think it might be. Probably not. I don't know. It's something I'll have to check with a doctor like a month or something, since the timing I don't have medical insurance, so I can't go see a doctor. I did stop using my inhaler a few weeks back, just because, well, without medical insurance that would be like $400+ a month, so I can't really refill that prescription at the moment. I'm just sort of like rubbing my thigh muscles because they feel really sore. It's like, you know that thing where like you lift a lot of weight, like a lot of sets and a lot of reps, which it makes it sound like I'd be muscular, but I'm not. It's like, but I know the feeling, like times where I do a lot of, you know, bicep curls and all that stuff where my arm is, it feels, I don't know, harder and bigger. But ow. Not that I've actually built any muscle. I don't think I've lost a single bit of fat or built any muscle at all, so. Then again, no matter what, I had to quit my job for all the reasons I mentioned in the past. So that was unavoidable. Besides, Fuck that place. I hated that. I was miserable doing that job. We'll have to get some other job, I think. In the meantime, I'll just focus on it. As I'm just like rapidly rubbing my left kneecap. It makes it feel warmer. Oh, it's just like, and it's like, I know it sounds fucking sexual. It's like, oh, Lunar the 8's just like rubbing himself. It's like, yes, my knee hurts. Technically both do. Now I'm rubbing both my knees. Just, it feels nice. It's like, now I'm just like rubbing the left left leg shin. Did try putting a massage tool toward my hamstrings, and that was extremely painful. But right now I'm just sort of like rubbing my open curved palms left and right over my thighs, and that feels nice. It's just, it feels like just like everything's tight and tense and sore, and like the muscles themselves feel too heavy. And I tried to do a bit of stretching, but like I wasn't very flexible to begin with before trying to do this stuff, but I feel like I am even less flexible now as I'm just like rubbing my thigh because it makes it not hurt. I don't know. This will be like 20 minutes of me just rubbing my knee and annoying everyone. But yeah, so basically I still want to eventually maybe have a six-pack, but like I said, that little bit of attempts I did at the intermittent fasting wasn't really very good, and also ran into its own problems. Yes, I am drinking Pepsi, and heck, last night I actually went and got a Pizza Hut pizza, stuffed crust, and all that. Which is kind of funny because I do remember the very start of trying to do this whole workout program idea, because I was like, I want to get stronger and be athletic and all that stuff. And well, since I currently don't have a job, it's my best opportunity, because I'll tell you this, yeah, there's no way in hell I would even attempt anything. But then again, I'll tell you this, my body was already breaking down from that job. When I was at that job, I was having constant chest pains, and granted, I was having different kind of knee issues, because that's the thing, like when I left that job, when I started to try to jog, it was more so a different types of things on my knees and different parts that was bothering me. But as I was able to feel better with that and work on that, which again, like I said, at one point I was considering doing like the intermittent fasting, but that ran into problems. In the end, I just decided, rather than just try to starve myself, which was also, and the one part is like, oh, maybe you just had more strength of will, you could have just, but at the same time, it's just the concern about just that possibly causing an issue that would be a medical problem, let alone the fact that you can't increase your workload for your body and cut things out. Now, at least I wasn't really having to drink shit tons of caffeine all the time. Like when I was working my job, I was having to constantly drink all this caffeine, and heck, even take caffeine pills, and Advil, and Tylenol, because I didn't have a choice. My job kept pushing and pushing on stuff, and they were being assholes about things. Everybody in that building was about ready to fucking snap. And I still think about 2 years from now, that building is basically either facing bankruptcy itself, or it's going to be bought out by a bigger company. It wouldn't be the first time a place I left wind up having an issue like that, where, because like I said, the place where I was having to breathe and ingest powdered metal and powdered paint, that job went bankrupt 6 months after I left that place. I've already explained the story of that. Everyone's like, why would you put up with working at a place like that? Because it was the best way to pay rent at the time. So I'm just like rubbing my right thigh. Hey, how about this? How about I stand? Ow, fuck. Now I'm rubbing my ass. There. We've made a section. I'm smacking my own ass. That both hurts and feels good. But I'm like, I just wanna rub, like I'm rubbing my outer thigh there. Just, like I said, it's just, I don't know, it just feels like, I don't know. I guess the best way to describe it is, like, imagine you're jogging or stuff like that, or walking or whatever. Because I'm kind of remembering like the last time I was trying to jog, which was, I don't know, going on like a week ago now. Because I've just been trying to recover. A couple of days ago, I tried to go to. I went to Outback Steakhouse, hoping to maybe some high quality protein, you know, make that heal better. But that was back when I was just mainly focusing on the shit. But that's the thing. When I first started the jogging, it's like, okay, I had different types of ligaments on my knees that would bother me, because the job I was doing a lot of very weird movements with my knees because it was standing manual labor. But I was having to work in a certain way that was causing me a lot of pain, and I was having to put a lot of torque on my knees and weird angles. So yeah, between that, I was eventually probably gonna have a heart attack or completely tear something in my knees, among other issues with the job. Where, like I said, that job, heck, they were even going to start lay people off on certain departments. So I don't know, that place had just gone to shit. I mean, it was shitty to begin with. I mean, I hated it since day one, but it became shit compared to what it was. It's just, so just like rubbing my knee. Fine, I'm gonna stand up. I'm now holding my balls. I'm now holding my dick. There. Back to my knee. Yes, I stood up for a moment, put my hands down my boxers, and grabbed my nuts and my cock. I'm like, I'm gonna be sitting here vigorously rubbing myself. I mean, I might as well make the joke. It's like, it hurts to exist, but it feels so good to be rubbing my knee right now. It's like just sitting there, it hurts, and it feels kind of cold and wet. I know everything's fucking dry, but just like rubbing it feels really good. And again, that sounds sexual, but I'm like rubbing my knees. Everyone's like, this is the worst intro to anything ever. I'm like, yes, it is. It's just, hey, I'm Lunar D8. I'm the most annoying and most boring person on the internet. And I'm starting off this video by just sharing with everyone that I'm a complete fucking failure at everything in life, and that my attempt at trying to get in shape, since it's basically been 2 months since I quit my job, and I am living off savings, so I definitely do need to watch the money I spend, because I definitely need to start working again soon, because, you know, things like rent and shit. But yeah, I just wanted to take something, like I said, initially I started as I'm just rubbing my left knee vigorously. I'm just rubbing my shins. Just, they hurt, but this feels good. Rubbing my left thigh right underneath my knee. And like I said, it's like I can feel these cords. Like, and again, everyone's like, but it's like I can't, like, you know, compare to anything or anyone, or I can't show a doctor and be like, hey, can you just, like, if somebody was here, I'd be like, hey, can you take your hand and feel this part of my leg? Can you look at this and, like, give me your opinion? So I'm looking at my knees, I'm like, is the kneecap in the right spot? Like, I feel like it's, like, maybe something got moved out of place. And everyone's like, you're able to walk, So, I mean, and yeah, that's true, I'm able to walk. So, I mean, it's not like, heck, assuming that I'm able to stretch this correctly and maybe take hot baths and all that stuff, assuming that it's not that bad of a case of tendonitis, hamstring tendonitis, and issues with knee ligament meniscus stuff, as well as give me a chance to try to work on whatever the fuck's going on in my lower back. But I will tell you this, my knees were in constant pain at my job, and it took a little while to try to get my body to reused to just moving in a straight line instead of the damn constant semicircles my job was putting me through. And yeah, at first it was just like, okay, I had to recover that, then I was able to jog more, it was like my lower back was like in so much pain. I mean, it felt like there was a fucking like dumbbell attached to my tailbone, that like my tailbone was like super heavy, and it felt like just the lower parts of my back from like where my belly button, level of my body is down to the tailbone. It just, all of that hurt so much. And of course I hurt a little bit, but I think it was like, what, almost a week ago, like I was jogging and just the shin bone, like I was having difficulty raising my legs, like, because the day before that I was able to, like, I'm not flexible, I'm not able to take really long strides, but it's just the last time I went jogging, I was like, okay, I was having difficulty even though I was wearing looser fitting clothing to allow more movement. It's just, I wasn't able to take as long of a stride as, and apparently, yes, I'm basically taking a much shorter stride to begin with than what someone my height should be doing, which definitely denotes a huge issue of flexibility. But that day it was especially bad in terms of how far I could actually, and then of course then my shins wound up hurting really bad. And I know like the day before that it was like the muscles that are like on my left leg it's in the left outer area, then my right leg it's the right out, like the big thing on the front upper part of your shin that's a muscle. Like I remember that being like so like big, is almost swollen, and it was like really hard, like a fucking flexed bicep. And it's and then either the next day or the day after that, I can't remember, I tried a bit of jogging and I thought I would just do light stuff, just do a little bit of jogging. But then I couldn't make much of a stride at all, and even before my back or could really hurt much, or my fucking lungs could tell me that they suck at cardio. It's like there's very sharp pains in my shin bones. So like I do think I might have stress fractures, like very, very tiny stress fractures in my shin bones, because it's just sort of like a throbbing pain all along there. But then it's now more so overshadowed by these odd pains where it just feels like ice cubes are on me and my legs are heavy. And like I said, just I think it's an issue, like from what I was looking up, like meniscus of the knee on my knees, as well as I'm fairly certain with a very high percentage, I'm pretty sure I have hamstring tendonitis on both legs. So I think I have perhaps very small stress fractures, very small meniscus tears on the knees. Well, probably not tears. I mean, I'd probably be crippled if that was the case. I probably wouldn't be able to walk at all. I'm just saying it hurts, okay? And I'm not a doctor, and I'm just trying to describe how I feel. But I can't go see a doctor because, I don't have that availability right now. But then, what am I going to do? Tell the doctor, hey, doctor, I can't function as a human being. Just trying to go for a normal fucking jog, like a normal fucking person. My body just starts breaking the fuck down. And things start breaking. So yeah, welcome. This is Lunar T8, the story of I'm a worthless piece of shit, and everything I do is a fucking failure, and I suck and I'm worthless. I can't do anything right. I can't even exercise. I can't even go for a jog without hurting myself in some very concerning way. Heck. I know one thing that was really irritating my back is when I was trying to deadlifting, and that was like, what, going on almost a month ago at this point, I think. But even then, I still think it was more of the impacts of me trying to jog, and my body just, it did not want to accept that, which is pathetic, that just jogging is enough to break me down, where my body is like, okay, now we need to just take time to recover, as if I'm injured. And everyone's like, well, technically this is an injury. I know, but I feel ashamed of the fact that my body is so easily fucking hurt. I've never been athletic in my life. I've never had a six-pack. And you guys can see in the fucking videos, the live streams I made, how fucking fat I am. The last video I did footage of that was like about a month before I wound up quitting. So about 3 months ago now. But that's like a 10 or something long video. But like I said, you can find that somewhere. It's just find the picture of the fat guy in a black cloak standing in front of a fucking screen for the thumbnail. Rub my fucking right shin now. But it's fucking pathetic. Just trying to jog, and I'm like broken. Hell, when it comes like bicep curls or bench press or anything, I haven't gotten any stronger at all. I have not built any muscle. I'm not any better at bicep curl stuff or at bench press at all. If anything, I've just gotten weaker, and I'm basically doing less reps of lower weights, so I'm just getting more and more pathetic. I'm a failure of a human being. A normal person should be able to just go and jog without it being a fucking major issue. But yeah, one day I won't be such a fucking fat ass. Will I ever succeed? I hope so, but it seems unlikely. Ideally, because part of me thinks it'd be kind of nice to have a six-pack, but aside from it being self-esteem issues and a bit of vanity, it's more so, it's just the fact that I've never been athletic. And I feel like if I get to the point that I had a six-pack, that, it would be like a definitive sign that, hey, I'm more athletic, I'm more, normal in terms of how my body is. And it's not like there's anything majorly wrong with me. It's not like I have some major issue that's causing me to break down like this. It's just, I fucking suck. I just get hurt easily. Then again, I've also been in like 100+ situations where stuff happened that should have killed me, like getting hit by a full-size truck going 75 miles an hour. Or the swelling of the brain thing. Or so many other things that kept almost killing me. Now, if one for modern man is probably dead like 100 times over. Just rubbing my fucking thighs. It's fucking frustrating, okay? It's discouraging. Because here's the thing. If you saw me at a gym, you would assume I'd never lifted a damn thing in my whole fucking life. And that all I do is constantly eat, just bags of just junk food. And don't get me wrong, I am eating junk food. I am eating donuts and Pepsi and pizza and ice cream. But it's not like I'm eating like it's not like I'm bankrupting fucking Dairy Queen. Okay? I'm just saying I don't feel like I'm that much out of the ordinary in terms of it's just, and again, everyone's like, I know to a degree people feel like it's being unrealistic or being a bit of a bitch or both or one or either. I don't know, depends on your viewpoint of it. Some people would look at it like, oh, you're being too hard on yourself, and other people would like, you know, you need to work harder in the gym. But like every time I go to the gym, I seem to hurt something. And granted, yes, I was trying to like push really, really hard when I first started going, when I quit my job, because I was like, okay, I want to make the most of this. Plus, I have a lot of negative self-feelings, so I was like, okay. And yeah, that made it very clear that you can't do that. The same way with the intermittent fasting. You know, my body just couldn't handle it, and it's like, well, I'm already like sort of breaking down everywhere anyway. So it's like, well, maybe I should just eat normal, even if it's some junk food and stuff. That way I can just make sure I recover. It's like rubbing both knees. Yes, my left leg is up on the couch. I mean, on the bed right now. It's just. But I was saying is like, man, they shouldn't be bad enough to need surgery or anything. I mean, like I said, I'm able to walk just fine. Albeit 24/7 discomfort, even if I'm just laying down. But, oh well, that's not really anything new. I mean, for a long time I was used to the idea of having constant chest pains and different kinds of pains in my knee. Also, my left eye has been behaving weird the past few days. It's... I had Bell's palsy when I was 13 years old. Basically, for 2 weeks, my face looked like I had a stroke. I had paralysis of half of my face for a couple weeks. And basically, it's a... From what I understand, it's a nerve issue or something like that. But basically, for like those 2 weeks, I had to... Like, when I slept at night, I had to tape my eyes shut so I wouldn't go blind. You know, I had to like manually close my eye when I was at school because I couldn't actually blink. And it's not like I can't close the left eye. It's more so like it's getting harder to keep the eye open correctly. Like it's just, and greatly, my left eye has been more sensitive to sunlight in general since back then. But so like I'll be outside and a lot of times I'll just sort of close my left eye because, you know, it just seems more sensitive to it. But I remember like brushing my teeth back then and I'd be like drooling all over myself when I was, heck, I'd probably drool on myself a little bit when I was at school, but you know, I couldn't help that. Like I said, I basically had the physical symptoms of somebody who had a fucking stroke. I mean, technically both things affect your nerves and stuff, but it's not like I had a stroke, but then again, between family history stuff, hopefully I don't ever wind up with strokes or heart attacks or aneurysms, but then again, I've had brain scans on that, like the MRA stuff where they pump this blood in, no, not blood, the dye stuff in you, in IVs in your arm, which is a very weird feeling because you can feel it through your whole body. It's a weird feeling. But yeah, I mean, at least according to all that stuff, you know, brain is fine. But so I should be 100% fine. There's nothing wrong with me. Maybe I might be slightly autistic, but I've never been diagnosed by a doctor with that, so it must not exist. Besides, well, by that definition, your tendonitis and your meniscus issues with your fucking ligaments and tendons in your knee and hamstring must not exist because you can't afford to see a doctor. Oh, that's just sort of laughing at myself. Fuck. But yeah, I should be fine. I just kinda needed to bitch. Which I guess is nothing new. It's just, hey, listen to the dumbass otaku complain about his life because he just feels the need to talk about it because, I don't know, it sucks, I guess. I don't know. Like I said, sometimes I just need to talk about things. I know it's annoying, but I just, sometimes I need to. And this fucking rectangle on my laptop is pretty much the only person I have to talk to. But yeah, like I said, left eye is, it's just like, it's staying not as open as it should. So at least it's not a problem with closed eye, it's more so just, it's more like just the muscles around the eye tired. Because I can feel like it occasionally the eye twitch a bit. And it's only happened to the left eye, but again, that makes me think it has something to do with when I had the Bell's palsy well over 2 decades plus ago. Because like I said, I spent when I was 13 years old for 2 weeks. Then again, as a 13-year-old, I had, 2 weeks. So yeah, it fucking sucked. Like I said, half my face was paralyzed, so I looked. It also kind of made it difficult to talk. But yeah, I basically, when it came to the stuff, when it comes to that. But yeah. I'm just, and like I said, I'd rather, I don't want to be one of those people that lives at a fucking gym. Yeah, I'd probably be really fucking jacked, but I still want to watch anime, play video games, do my own stuff. And it's not like I don't mind putting, yes, I agree, people should go to the gym and put the work in, to earn being physically fit. I'm just very frustrated at the complete lack of any progress I seem to ever get, and the fact that my every attempt to put in the work and improve myself, all I do is injure myself. And make no progress. Because like I said, I'm still fucking fat. I mean, let's see. It's funny, I was 216 a week ago, and now I'm 222 pounds again. 5'11" and 222 pounds. And like I said, it's not like it's, ooh, I have big biceps or anything, because I don't. But it's just, everyone's like, well, your thighs must be thick. Yes, but I don't think in a way that helps me in terms of functional strength in any way. But yeah, whenever I see Dr. Michael, I say, hey, look at my knee. Does anything look weird about this? And again, maybe I'm just being paranoid. It's just, I don't know, trying to remember, okay, how did my knee look in the past when I was a teenager? Back when dinosaurs still roamed the fucking earth. I'm fucking older than Gandalf now. Everyone's like, this is the worst Let's Play ever. I have made that so clear to you guys over and over that the only thing consistent here is my complete lack of any kind of professionalism. But then again, it's not like I'm monetized. It's not like I'm ever going to be monetized. Hell, I don't know why YouTube would ever want to monetize me. But even if YouTube wanted to monetize me, I would tell them no. Like I said, I'm not gonna have fucking merchandise or super chats or any of that stuff. Just a crazy guy who wants to talk to his computer that loves Let's Plays, and like Markiplier, and Proton John SA, and Ultra J Man. And I remember watching so many Mario ROM hacks back on the old school days of, you know, when like I Wanted to Be Guy was out. You know, Lunar Magic was a software program to make that shit. And here's the thing for Mario, like I remember watching people play so many Super Mario World hacks, and it was real, like back when Kaizo Mario first came out. And keep in mind, these games came out back before, you know, the Mario Maker stuff on the Wii ever came out. Heck, I don't even think the Wii existed yet. So, yeah. It's fucking discouraging that I am a fucking failure at everything. Heck, it's been well over a month since I did the Keine Liebe video, and, well, it's not like I'm any better at learning how to speak German. Hell, I still can't juggle. And my efforts at trying to become athletic are basically making me less and less athletic. So I am a complete failure at everything, and my every attempt to improve only makes me more of a failure. So it's very discouraging. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not giving up. I'm just acknowledging that I may never actually succeed, which is depressing. But, like I said, even if it does turn out that, hey, there is a 0% chance of me ever succeeding at shit at all, well, I'm going to keep trying anyway. Even if it's a 0% chance that I'm ever going to become more athletic and improve, I'm going to keep trying. Now, am I going to be perfect about things? No. Am I going to eat junk food stuff? Yeah. And, like, do I still feel like I have a good sense of discipline about stuff? To, like, have self-control, like, not eat a pizza, Pepsi, or donuts and ice cream? Yes. Did I eat all of those things the previous day? Yes. That being said, like I said, one thing I've said before, though, is, you know, doing things to improve your life should simply be a supplement. They shouldn't take over your life. They should simply supplement it. So, yeah. No matter what, I'm not going to be doing things in the conventional sense when it comes to eating things. Now, of course, I'll always keep my eyes open for any potential, like maybe there's a new supplement I could possibly take, or get extra protein, or maybe, you know, say no to that extra donut or something. But, and it's like, yeah, I really do want, you know, and like I said, one, I do want to improve. It'd be nice to have a six-pack and all that stuff, because I feel like I'd be able to run a lot faster then. Like, I'd be way less. Because, I mean, you don't see bodybuilders fucking jogging. Not that I am a fucking bodybuilder. I mean, you weigh as much as one since you're a fucking fat ass. But, you know, there's a difference between you having bulk from having, you know, someone like The Rock who has, like, really big arms and muscles everywhere, as opposed to you who just has a big ass fucking disgusting beer belly that makes you look like the fucking Dragon Ball Z fusion of the fucking Major from Hellsing and Incognito also from the Hellsing anime, especially with one of your eyes being more squinty than the other, so you basically look like fucking Incognito with one of your eyes now being smaller than the other one. You're both skinny and you're fat. You have no muscle and you're fat. Granted, I'm not German or What ancestry is Incognito? Italian? I think he's Italian. I think Incognito's Italian. Which is kind of funny, because growing up I thought I was like half Italian, half German. Like 3 or 4 years ago or something, I took like blood DNA tests. Turns out I'm 47% English and 47% Scottish. And, you know, 6% other stuff. But yeah, I'm English and Scottish. I do want to learn German and Japanese, though. Not that I'm ever going to work out that, since I seem to be so slow with that when it comes to everything. But fuck. It's discouraging. And I feel like I can't succeed. And a part of things is I just, you know, I'll eat what I want. I just don't want to feel fucking miserable. So I'll drink some Pepsi because I really enjoy Pepsi now, apparently. Who knows? Maybe drinking too much Pepsi made your bones weaker. Who knows? Then again, part of me is also like extraordinarily paranoid that, you know, if I go back to like jogging, like trying to push myself through it, that I'm like going to like majorly tear something and basically be crippled and have to call a paramedic to come like drive onto a fucking bike trail. And I couldn't fucking imagine that fucking bill for both that or any kind of treatment I'd get for things. And like I said, I'll get medical insurance back when I go back to working. It's just, I explained to you guys what a fucking piece of shit the job I was at was. How things had been pushed to the point that I didn't have a choice anymore. I had to quit. The place had gone to such shit. And on top of that, I was having constant, absolute horrible knee pain all the time. Granted, my shoulder blades and back were hurting then too. But I was like having constant chest pain, like really, really bad. I think that was one of the main reasons I really had the doctor, you know, concerned, because the fact that I was having that chest pain all the time. So I think they thought it was like a lung issue, which who knows, maybe it was to a degree. I mean, I did have asthma as a child, and then I just sort of outgrew it. But so they gave me an inhaler to help with stuff, but it was more so that I just like needed everything to keep me together while my job, because my job was asking too much. They had raised the quotas so far beyond what was even humanly possible. Like, I was going to work chugging energy drinks. I'd be sitting in my car. I worked third shift, and I would go out to my car on my lunch, and I would drink an energy drink and some junk food, and swallow caffeine pills with my energy drink, and swallow some Advil and Tylenol. I was taking Tylenol, Advil, like I was taking both Tylenol and Advil every day, just so I could keep working. Plus, I was working so much fucking overtime, which is why I have the money in savings to be able to just stay home and, you know, still be able to pay my rent. Otherwise, I would never have been able to afford to stay home. Granted, like, one of the major reasons I wound up fucking quitting was all the fucking overtime, because it was always mandatory. But then there's also the fact that because I worked all that overtime, I got paid extra hours at an overtime wage, which allowed me to build a decent amount of savings. Heck, it was only because of all the overtime in the first place I was able to buy the computer and get all the games I got for Steam, and buy some anime stuff, because I buy some Warhammer books and some animes. I got the Goo Eyes book of all those cool art stuff, and the Evangelion art book, and yes, I'm rubbing my right shin. It was like, what's that squeaking thing? I'm rubbing my right shin so much, I am moving back and forth in my fucking chair. And everyone's like, when are you gonna get actual fucking gaming chair? Probably never. It's like, is there any chance the fact that you probably sit at an awkward angle in your fucking ghetto fucking setup that it may have contributed to... I mean, let's be clear, you're sitting in a metal folding chair. Is that putting pressure on your hamstrings in a weird way? Are you sitting in a place where there's no place to really properly put your legs? So you're just sitting there kind of awkwardly? Is that probably helping? Probably not helping. Like I said, then I could be a millionaire. I probably would. Well, no, I probably actually would get a better setup than fucking sitting on a metal folding chair with a laptop and a metal folding chair on my bed. But yeah. But like I said, if I ever am a millionaire, it's not gonna be for this. No, honestly, I don't know. I've never even seen an amount of money that is 6 figures. That would be insane. I think if I multiplied the highest amount I've ever had in my bank account ever by 5, I still wouldn't see 6 figures. And keep in mind, I haven't exactly worked in a couple months, so... Like I said, been living off the savings I built from all of that fucking overtime. And... yeah. Money will eventually run out. So, I do have to make sure to keep mindful of that. But I'm fine for now on that. There's no concern. Same way with my body. Like, I should recover, and like I was saying, I mean, given what it said on the web pages I was reading on the internet, as I was self-diagnosing myself for like trying to like look at my symptoms of what's fucking wrong with me. Apparently, as long as it's, like I said, it shouldn't be that bad, just because I'm still able to walk just fine. Now, granted, if I'm just laying down, I still feel the pain everywhere, but I can still walk just fine. Heck, I can even stand on one leg just fine, and go up and down my stairs fine. So, like I said, if I do have stress fractures or tears in some parts of ligaments, then it must be very small. And who knows, maybe it's not as bad as that. Maybe it's just minor sprains and strains. All I know is that it's considerably painful, and it definitely does limit my ability to even jog or jump. But I can walk just fine. But there is also a constant pain. And I'm able to go up and down stairs. And I am able to stretch, but body does seem more limited when it comes to that. So I just think I need maybe a couple weeks to recover this and then just be cautious getting back to it, which is, it's such a fucking mixed grab bag. Because part of me wants to push myself really, really hard, to like jog a whole bunch, because, you know, I feel like I'm a worthless piece of shit, and I'm like, okay, if I push and train really hard, I can make myself better, and then, you know, I'll be like, hey, look at me, guys. I built muscle, and I have a six-pack, and I'm not fat. You know? So, look, I've improved. I'm better. See? I'm not as ugly to look at, or, you know, weak. Or fucking fragile. Then again, my body's been, like, going more shit as you get older. And everyone's like, that's called aging, dumbass. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but I feel like I shouldn't be at this point till, like, you're 80. Like, I feel like the average person my age would be able to, like, go run a couple miles and be fine. Whereas me, even the last time I was jogging, I could barely go a quarter mile at that point. And it was slow as fuck, barely lifting my legs, and terrible pain. And my cardio is so bad that I'm out of breath doing anything. But at least that was another reason why I needed the fucking inhaler when I was at work. Because when I was at work, I was constant chest pain, I was constantly out of breath, I was having migraines all the fucking time. So, like I said, at least I'm not having the migraines anymore. I mean, I was having so many, multiple different types of headaches, to where it was just like, oh, here's like this type of migraine, but also hurts this way differently. And also, your chest constantly hurts, and you feel like you're gonna fucking die at all times. And sometimes I had a weird abdominal pains in my stomach. But it's just like, my arms and everything was sore all the time. My back, my shoulder blades, and my knees hurt. And like I said, it's funny, it's weird to say that for as much as I'm bitching about how my knees hurt right now, when I was at work, granted it was a different kind of pain on my knees, but the pain I was feeling, I think, was worse when I was working. Because like I was having to move in these constant semicircles all the time while standing manual labor, and I was like having to move very quickly. So I think it was putting a lot of torque on my knees at very weird angles that is not healthy for you. So like I said, had I not quit that job, I was going to have a heart attack. And I was going to like strain something, and I was going to tear something, a knee, very badly that would have required surgery. And besides that, one, I was fucking miserable. I couldn't stand it, everything was going to shit. And even then, work was, they were going out of their way to make it where it was just, it wasn't doable. Like, I don't mind working hard, but when I'm in constant pain, and no matter how much caffeine I take, how much Advil I take, no matter how hard I try, I can't, like, the new numbers they wanted, those quotas were impossible. I know some people were seeing the community posts I was posting back then, where I'd be in my fucking car typing stuff out because I was so fucking frustrated with how they were doing shit. I was just constantly, day after day, about to walk the fuck out, and just, like, there's so many times I just wanted to cuss everybody out. And just, especially management. Because management, like the middle and lower management were starting to have issues with me, because the upper management was getting pissed at them, because they wanted more productivity for, like, profits and shit. And of course, in order to do that, they chose that we're going to massively increase the quotas, which we couldn't even hit the old quotas, and now you're just going to make the quotas much higher, and then you're going to complain to me when we're not hitting these quotas. That, like, here's the thing, I'm chugging multiple energy drinks. I am swallowing caffeine pills with the aid of the energy drinks, and taking both Advil and Tylenol on a daily basis. And I am literally working my ass off to do everything I could to do that job. And more than anything, I feel like that doing that job is what contributed to my knees hurting now. It's just, I wasn't able to really jog or do stuff properly back then, so I think certain muscles probably atrophied to a degree, or got overbalanced, or like there's parts of me that's not stretched enough, and other parts probably got overstretched by just the fact that what I was doing for a job was just, what I was doing was too much for my body to handle. And I just sort of kept chugging energy drinks and eating candy and taking Advil and Tylenol to force myself to be able to endure that and keep pushing. And eventually I got to the point that I realized my body's at its breaking point, and if I keep working, I'm going to seriously hurt something in my body or have a heart attack, because your body can only handle so much caffeine. And don't get me wrong, I'm drinking Pepsi and stuff, but I'm not like taking fucking caffeine pills or chugging multiple energy drinks a day in addition to sodas. And everyone's like, well, that doesn't sound very healthy. I'm like, yeah, I agree, it's not healthy, but I didn't have a choice. I needed to try to hit those quotas, and so I did everything in my power to try to do that. You know, even if it meant putting a bunch of caffeine and Tylenol and Advil in my body more than it needed to handle. And like I said, the doctor even gave me an inhaler for it, which, again, let's be clear, I think it'd be nice if I was still taking the inhaler daily. But, heck, I think another thing that's really helped is all the Let's Play stuff, me talking about stuff. One, emotionally helps, but also just, yeah, my karaoke videos, for instance, or just trying to sing in general, I think has helped with improving lung function. Because I remember those first few times I was doing karaoke, I was getting out of breath all the time. And granted, there's still sometimes in some videos I do like the Bostrophamich video where like there's a picture of like Rarity from My Little Pony for the thumbnail. Yes, I used a picture of a pony for a thumbnail where I was singing the song from Rammstein. Bostrophamich. Bestrafemich. But and of course those back teeth still hurt. Heck, about a day before the issue with the legs, I think it was a few of my teeth that are toward the bottom middle left, bottom middle right side, like here. Like it doesn't look like there's anything visually wrong with it, but there's just sort of blood coming out of those teeth, and that was painful. I don't know why it did that, but probably again that stuff's like I said, the effects of that one job I had before that last job is, like I said, my previous job I recently left was Skynet, which is where I was doing the thing with my knees, where I was standing manual labor and having to turn awkward ways. It was too much torque on my knees. And then, of course, a job before that, I was spending a few years in the grocery store warehouse, where I was spending hours and hours, and a lot of times in the walk-in freezers. One major section was like the size of a small neighborhood, and there's one area of it that's like I'd probably spend a couple hours in a day wearing constrictive clothing and basically being in a 0 degree Fahrenheit freezer. Heck, there's one part was negative 6 degrees Fahrenheit, negative 10. So it was a bit much. And of course, before that, I had the job where I was doing electrostatic painting, where I was breathing and ingesting powdered metal and powdered paint. Now, granted, none of it's supposed to be toxic or anything. And as far as I know, according to x-rays and stuff, there is no noticeable damage to anything in my body. So that's good. Granted, technically, I have a granuloma, like some sort of calcium deposit inside a lung or something. But it's supposed to be incredibly small and not a big deal. But yeah, my left eye is just doing that thing where it's just sort of, I don't know. I mean, it's not a Charlie horse, because those hurt. I mean, this doesn't hurt, it's just, imagine a feeling like you feel the muscles around your eye twitch a bit, and your eye wants to close, and, you know, the area underneath your eye is wanting to it's like the bottom eyelid wants to like shift to the right a little bit, and it almost feels like someone's like looks like there's nothing really wrong with my eye, but it's more like my left eye feels heavier than my right. Like, and again, it's like, what do you mean heavier? Like you're not supposed to be able to notice like a weight issue, like, but it's like I feel like my left eye has weight to it, and it's like it feels like just, I don't know, like, I don't know, like it's just heavy. But I think that's just maybe residual effects of the condition I had like 20 plus years ago. Because like I said, 20 plus years ago I had, it's like what? Yeah, as I try to do basic fucking math. The man who had fucking 4.0 in school, graduated with honors diploma, took calculus and physics and fucking chemistry and had straight A's at that shit and was actually extremely good at it, is struggling to do fucking 37 minus 13. Are you fucking kidding me? But basically, 24 years. 24 years ago, I had Bell's palsy, which made me look like I was a fucking stroke victim. Which, again, part of me's worried that one day I'm going to have strokes or heart attacks or stuff eventually, just because family history stuff. But I should be fine, and heck, I'm going to assume everything's fine, just would say I'm a bit of a hypochondriac and like the fact that I'm having to rub my legs because they hurt. But like I said, with the doctor's thing, like with the web pages and stuff on the internet, you know, it was, you know, that stuff shouldn't be a major serious thing. Ow, my knee made a popping noise. Ow. Saying, with a couple weeks of rest, it should recover. Just I'll go for walks and analytical bout. Just probably hold off on the jogging thing. Maybe I'll never be able to properly run again because I mean my attempts at sprinting they were kind of shit too. So then I've never been athletic. Oh yeah. But yeah. I should only need a few weeks to recover and my body should be fully healed, I hope. And heck, from what it said in the Google pages that I was looking up and reading on the internet, that usually when you recover for something like this, your legs will be stronger after you're recovering from tendonitis and stuff. Which, that's good, I hope for that, because that'd be nice. Heck, why can't I have a fucking Zenkai boost? You know? Like the Saiyan Zenkai boost from Dragon Ball Z. Heck, if I had Zenkai boost from every time I got hurt or something and healed, I'd be a fucking Super Saiyan by now. Instead of just being like, yep, I'm a defective human being, and I'm a failure of a person, and I really have no values, because I can't do anything right. And there's really nothing about me that would justify any reason for anyone to fucking care about me. As I just rub my fucking knees. Anyway, so this has been part 1 of Let's Play Salthe, where I didn't actually fucking play the fucking game. We will do gameplay in the next video. Fuck. But yeah, like I said, I think I have... Well, I've mentioned this, like I said, they have to be small. And maybe it's just like... Maybe it's just sore muscles. Maybe I just... sprains or strains. It's just either way, regardless of what you call it, it hurts. And it's definitely limiting my strength and making my legs feel heavy and feel like there's ice cubes in them. I'm drinking a bunch of whole milk, that should help. But, yeah. I am... I fucking suck. But like I said, I kind of feel like there's a 0% chance of me succeeding at improving in any way ever in terms of actually being athletic. But even if that's the case, I'm going to keep trying, okay? People would say, oh, you're doing your best, you wouldn't have made a pizza, you'd be eating more like protein powder and stuff. And like, I at least do some, okay? Granted, the fact that I'm not making any improvement at all, so if you looked at me, you would assume I'd never lifted a fucking dumbbell in my life. You'd look at me and feel that, okay, that guy's never lifted a dumbbell or bench pressed in his life, and he's probably never even tried to jog. You'd probably assume I don't even walk. You would just assume that I'm like... I'm at least trying it to a degree, okay? I'm at least putting in some effort. I'm failing, so I'm not a good example of how to succeed. Then I think most people are athletes, were like, you know, athletic and put in the work since they were young and just building and building off of that. And I am just a mentally ill otaku who is just a lonely person that talks to his computer about how much of a fucking failure of a person I am. But like I said, no matter what, I'm just gonna keep trying. Honestly, I have no confidence at all that I'll ever succeed in any way. But I'll just keep trying anyway. Even though I can't succeed. Even though my every attempt is just a fucking failure. For me to feel humiliated and embarrassed and ashamed of. I'm just gonna keep trying anyway. Well, how about I just do my fucking intro that's normally at the start of the fucking videos and end the video. Not that this was productive anyway. Not even like anything I fucking do is productive. I'm just saying I didn't even do any gameplay. Even though it's like a visual novel or something. I think it's supposed to be like a romance or something, I'm not sure. Other than that, I'll put like, this is Marvel game I picked up, it was on sale, and there's some cool songs and stuff that I think it's cool to listen to. I'm laying in bed, so I'll share that stuff, and everyone's like, you share a bunch of random bullshit in your playlist. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's just I come across things, I'm like, hey guys, listen to this, I think it's cool, I think it's interesting. Or hey, look at this interesting opinion somebody has. What are your thoughts? But I'm kind of the person who listens to just about everybody and everything and tries to understand where everything's coming from. Fuck. Heck, I have made so many fucking community posts just talking about my feelings, or heck, especially back when I was at work, I was making little comments on my lunch breaks in my car while I was chugging the energy drinks and Advil and Tylenol and caffeine pills with the caffeine drink, just because I was so fucking frustrated. And then of course here lately I'm just either, hey listen, here's this cool video about like 3 doors down I think is cool and also represents a bit of my feelings, or just me ranting and walls and walls and walls of pages of text just talking about my feelings on things. So yeah, this has just been Lunar D8, the annoying person talking your ear off. I'll do my intro in the video. Greetings one and all to the most cursed, most cringiest corner of the internet. A YouTube channel content creator, actively alienating everyone, in both the analog and digital world. Well, welcome and good evening, wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar D8.